This was the 4 to 5 time slot yesterday, and when I received this information, I felt a well of anxiety inside of myself, as most of the people presenting could be identified just through their first names, Graham and Anna and Jonathan and Kate, and it goes on. And there's little old me, who is barely identifiable by his first and last name. And so I immediately took to the sanctuary of the MTBOS and tweeted my anxiety, and where I basically compared the lineup to the 27 Yankees and myself to the 62 Mets. If you're a baseball fan, that rings true for you. But Casey came to my rescue and sort of talked me down a little bit. Thank you, Casey. And as you are all aware, it's always worse and more frightening in your head than in real life, right? Right? It's always, like, you always imagine worst case scenario. Tom, where are you? Tom? Love you. Everyone else? Anyhow, I'm kidding. Tom and I had a great time. I hope you'll follow Trigonometry on Twitter. And I'm not that worried about it because I got something awesome to share with the whole camp that Lisa let me do. So, moving right along. I'm going to talk to you about a math game that I play in my math classroom called Variable Analysis. My kids sort of helped come up with the tagline, the fun math game with the lame name. How many of these have ever rung true when you've tried to implement a game in your classroom? This is not true for every game. I realize that there are some good ones, but I've run into all of these, and many times I've run into combinations of these when I've tried to implement a game. Oh, somebody got it in the first 30 seconds. Game over. Let's go to the lesson today, or something else, right? So this seems to be the problem. I think that variable analysis doesn't check any of these boxes. It's expandable. It's playable for everybody in the room. The person who wins doesn't give away the answer, etc. So here's my classroom. It's set up like desks around, whiteboard to the front. Me as the teacher, sort of running the game from the front. You can tell that's me because of the hairstyle. Those of you very, very close to the screen will see other subtle differences between this picture of me and the current version of me. But we don't talk about my eye patch years. So, I will put on the whiteboard some columns of numbers. One more, please, Edna. Thank you. So, real quick, 30 seconds. Turn to your neighbors, turn to people around you, notice, wonder, what do you see about this? What might be happening here? What do you think the object of the game is? Go, talk about it.
So the 7 and the 7 and 9.
And the 2 and the 2.
Yeah.
Double.
Up to 4, 7, and 6.
Testing 1, 2.
I'm a ventriloquist as well, and I interface with technology. Now everybody wishes they came yesterday.
Huh.
And now it's going to take all of my willpower to not use my teacher voice into the microphone since I'm in that mode. Who notices? Anybody notice something? Anyone think they see something that they'd like to share with the class?
Sure.
Faust, go. Okay, so Faust just ended the game for everyone. What? No, this is good. This is good. No, that's great. So each row, okay, you can create a number sentence out of each row, and it's the same from row 1 to row 2 to row 3, okay? You can create an equation that is true in all of them. But that's not what the kids do, because that gives the answer away. So Sam is my fastest student, and he has it almost immediately. He comes up to the board, and his job is not to say the equation. His job is to create another set of 4 numbers that fits the model. This shows me he understands it, but it doesn't give the answer away to the rest of the students who do not understand it. It provides them with more evidence towards the answer and provides them an extra layer of help. So, Sam has played the game. I say, good job, Sam. Now, you might think, well, what does Sam do the rest of the class? I'll get to that in a second, okay? So Sam has some jobs still available to him, even though he was the first and he was the fastest. But as I'm, giving Sam the thumbs up, up comes Sharon, and she puts this down, and I'll ask Sam, does Sharon get it? And Sam then looks at it. Yes, Sharon gets that one. So now we have 2 students, but the rest of the class is not bored, okay? The rest of the class is still working on it. It's just more evidence towards it. And then Bruce comes up, puts the answer down, and I ask Sam, and I ask Sharon, does Bruce have this? And they say, yes, Bruce has it. And so the game can continue. The students who don't get it keep getting evidence, all right? So, I shouldn't have used orange there, but students completing first. So they become co-judges with the teacher. I'll frequently have 4 or 5 columns of numbers where students can write, because once a couple of examples get put up, lots of hands go up in the air, and I can't keep track of where all the students are writing. So I'll put one student in charge of one, and another student in charge of the other. You're in charge of saying when students have it. If there isn't a huge influx of students, if 1 or 2 students have it, none of the rest can figure it out. I'll give them some extra challenge problems. Can you create a new solution that only has 1s or 0s? Can you create a solution with only negative numbers? Is that even possible? Or as many negatives as possible? Can you create one where almost all of the slots are the same number? Can you create one that just telegraphs the answer to your classmates? That's one that's a dead giveaway. Can you create one such that everyone in the class goes, oh, now I see it? And then, we're not done the game, because I'll say, I want you to express the actual solution in as many different ways as possible. Because what happens is, at the end, I ask the first person, in this case it was Sam, I said, tell me how you got it. How are 5, 29, 7, and 6 related? And he says, A times C minus D equals B, like Faust did. But as soon as this happens, I know that Bruce's hand is going to shoot in the air, and he's going to say, wait a minute, you said I had it, but I did B plus D divided by A equals C. Did I have it or not? Well, yes, you did. And so that opens up a conversation about properties of equality and equations that are the same as each other, and it's really interesting, and the kids get into it, and they challenge themselves to find, once they have it, they challenge themselves to find the most interesting interpretation of the equation that they can share with their classmates. So, once more. So, if you go here, I've collected 8 games. I'll keep adding some more, okay? If you make one that you would like to share that's interesting, you can see that. I have some stickers out at the main table. If they're as popular as my session yesterday, walk, don't run, to get a sticker. Thank you.